Hi all, good evening. This is Davya Mahajan and I welcome you all to this wonderful series called Beyond Textbooks wherein we discuss topic of mathematics which are not there in textbooks. So we'll be discussing one such topic from geometry and the topic is called Siva's theorem and its converse, and we'll be also doing one simple application of Siva's theorem, right? So what is Siva's theorem? What is the converse? We'll be looking at its proof and also a simple application of Siva's theorem in geometry. So let us get started. And before starting with this theorem, let me explain you what a C1 is. So in a triangle, a C1 is a line which joins a vertex of the triangle to the point on the interior of the opposite side. So let's say if it is a triangle ABC. So if this is a triangle ABC, so any line joining the vertex A to any point on the opposite side, let's say this is D. So this is called a C1. This is called a C1. So the theorem is related to a C1. The theorem is related to a C1. So there are infinitely many C1s which joins A to any point of BC. Okay. So in a triangle there are infinitely many C1s. So the median is one of the C1. The angle bisector is one of the C1. In an acute triangle, the perpendicular, the altitude is one of the C1. So there are infinitely many C1s. Okay, so there are plenty of lines which I can join from vertex say A to any point on BC. Right. Now the question is, when are the three C1s? So if there are three C1s, let's say A, D, B, E, and let's say CF which passes to this point. So what is the condition that the three C1s from three different vertices of a triangle are concurrent? Concurrent means they meet at a common point. So what is the condition? What is that condition? Right, so we'll be studying that condition via Siva's theorem. So what is Siva's theorem? Siva's theorem says if AX and BY and CZ are three C1s of a triangle ABC, then they concur. Concur means they meet at a common point only and only if bx upon xc into cy upon ay into az upon zb is equal to 1. So the ratio of these segments का product in a cyclic way is always 1. So the product of the ratio of the segments of three C1s taken cyclically in an ordered way is always 1. So this is when the three C1s will concur. That means they will meet at a common point. And why does this happen? What is the proof? So the proof is since bx upon xc is involved. So can I say bx upon xc would be what? It will be area of triangle ABX upon area of triangle ACX. Because ABX and ACX, they have the same vertical height, not AX, but same vertical height. They have the common point. So half base height, half base height. So the ratio of the bases will give me the ratio of the areas. Also, can I say if I talk about BX upon XC only, in triangle PBX and PXC, the same thing can happen. So PBX and PXC, they have the same vertical height. So BX upon X is also equal to triangle area of triangle PBX. So this means area. This bracket represents area of the triangle upon area of the triangle PCX. That is it. Also, from ratio and proportion, this should be very clear that A upon B, if it is equal to C upon D, then it is also equal to A minus C upon B minus D. Very important, can be proved very easily. So can I say Bx upon Xc is same as, you can subtract these two ratios. So area of triangle ABX minus PBX whole upon area of triangle ACX minus PCX. So if we look at the diagram, ABX minus PBX, so this gives me ABX minus PBX gives me this area. So that means Bx upon Xc is area APB upon, on the right hand side, on the denominator we'll get this area, APC. So this is what we have proved, BX upon XC. Likewise, we can also do CY upon AY. So if you can help me with the ratio similarly, so can I say CY upon AY would give me this area upon this area in the similar fashion. So this area is area of triangle BPC upon area of triangle APB. And likewise for the third one, we can write the two ratios. And if we multiply everything, the right hand side, if you can see clearly, it will get cancelled out. So APB will get cancelled, BPC will get out cancelled from the third ratio, APC again from the third ratio. So this ratio will come out to be 1. I hope this is clear to each and every one. You can have a look at the proof. This is how I explained. So BX upon XC is area of triangle BAX upon area of triangle ACX. And this is also equal to area of the triangle BPX, this smaller triangle, upon this triangle, because the vertical height is same. So if we subtract these two, so we get this triangle upon this triangle area, BX upon XC. And likewise, we can do for CY upon AY, and same thing we can do for AZ upon ZB. And if I multiply this, you can see BAP is getting cancelled out, CBP is cancelled out, ACB is getting cancelled out. So we're getting 1. So that means 3 segments of a triangle will meet at a common point if and only if this ratio. So the product of the ratios of the segments of the opposite sides in a cyclic order is 1. That is it. Okay, so this so simple a proof and so powerful a theorem. All right. Now there's a converse also. There's a converse also which says in a triangle, if there are 3 C1s, say A, B, and C, if there are 3 C1s, let's say this, and this. So let's say this is X and Y and Z. So there are 3 C1s which satisfy this. That is BX upon XC, CY upon AY, AZ upon ZB is equal to 1. That means the C1s are concurrent at a point. That means they meet at a common point P. That is just the converse of what we did. So earlier, it was given that they are concurrent, they meet at a common point, and we have to prove this. The converse is, if this holds true, that means the 3 C1s are concurrent or they meet at a common point, and which is not that difficult to prove. So what we do is, let's say BY and CZ are 2 C1s and they meet at P dash, and assume that AX does not pass through AX, the third C1 does not pass through this P dash. Now let us draw a line joining A P dash and make it intersect at X dash. Now can I say AX dash and BY and CP and CZ are 3 C1s which are concurrent at a common point P dash. So we have BX dash upon X dash C into CY upon AY into AZ upon ZB is equal to 1. And also we know this is given to us. This is something which is given to us. So if we compare these two, so we'll get this BX dash upon X dash C. So this ratio upon this ratio will be same as this ratio upon this ratio. However, X and X dash are common points, or are the points which lie in the interior of BC. And if this holds true, can I say this implies that X is same as X dash? So if X is same as X dash, that means the C1s are concurrent or they meet at a common point P dash. I hope this is clear. So again, C1 theorem and its converse. We proved both of them. I hope you've all understood this. Right. So let us do now a simple application of C1 theorem. The simple application is, we have to prove that the altitudes of a triangle are concurrent. So the 3 altitudes of a triangle, let us draw a triangle. Let us draw a triangle. So assume that it is an acute angle triangle for the start. And let us draw 3 altitudes. So we have altitude AD, altitude BE, and altitude CF. We all know this. Okay, so this is something we have been doing for since ages, right? And there are multiple proofs to prove this. So altitudes of a triangle are concurrent. This can be proved in more than one way. But since we've done Stephen theorem, I'm just telling you the simple application of Stephen theorem or its converse. Now, how do we prove this? So how do we prove this? So if we look at the triangles ABE and triangle ACF, can I say they are similar in nature? How? Angle A is equal to angle A, which is common in both the cases, and angle E is equal to angle F, which is 90 degrees in both the cases. So that means if we compare the ratios and sides opposite to the common angles, so can I say in triangle ABE, angle opposite to 90 degrees is AB, and ACF, the angle opposite to 90 degrees is AC, is equal to common angle is this. So opposite to B is AE and opposite to C is AF. So simple. AB upon AC is AE upon AF. Right. Likewise, for the other two, we move it cyclically. For the others, so can I apply the same in say these two triangles? So triangle BCF and triangle BCE. And likewise for the third one also. Right. So it will be BCE and BCF. Yes. And for the third one also. So if we apply this in a cyclic way, we'll get the sides on one side and these ratios, these small segments on the other side. So let us see how it goes. So triangle AEB is similar to triangle ACF. So we have AF upon AE is AC upon AB. This is what we proved. Likewise, BFC. So BFC is congruent to BDA. So we have this BD upon BF is BA upon BC. And for the third one, CEB is similar to I think I said congruent before. It's similar to CDA because angle C is common and two angles are 90 degrees. So that means CE upon CD is CB upon CA. So if we multiply all the three ratios, if we multiply them, so BD upon BD upon DC is CE upon EA is AF upon FB. And right hand side we get all the sides. BD upon BF, CE upon CD, AF upon EA. If we rearrange them. And right hand side we have all the sides. So CA gets cancelled, AB gets cancelled, BC gets cancelled, and this comes out to be 1. So BD upon BF, CE upon CD, EF upon EA is equal to 1, and this can be rearranged as this. So that means the product of the ratios of the segments of the opposite sides in a cyclic way is coming out to be 1. And if this comes out to be 1, that means the three Stevens, which in this case is the altitudes, are concurrent at a common point. And hence, this proves that all the altitudes of a triangle meet at a common point. So this is one simple application of Sivat theorem. I hope you've all understood this, right? All right, guys. So this was it. And Bhattarao, let us join hands to win gold for India. So keep coming back to this space for more good mathematics content. All right. Take care till next time.